Good evening. Welcome back to the Mancunian way. Manchester City have made it 2 wins from 2. Let me just sort my camera out. My apologies. Yeah, and we're going to get into it all. Good evening, Bevo. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. How are you doing? Enjoy the game?
Yeah, just really tired. I enjoyed the game. I've got a couple of gripes, which I'll get into during it. You know me, gotta have a little gripe. City Luke will join us when he gets home. He's on his way back from the game. But yeah, I'm gonna talk. We'll talk about the game, but I'm also gonna talk about atmosphere. I'm also gonna talk about car parking. Yeah, which I'm very peeved at right now. But good evening, Adam Quinn. How are you, mate? Great win today. Lovely to see Gundo back home. It was. Phil, good evening, Blues. Very good performance today, just lacking more goals. Yeah, listen, I think City always do that. Get 3 or 4, get the game won, take the foot off the gas. Conserve that energy for a long season ahead. 7 Evening Blues, great win today. What a win it was, says Connor. I think Haaland was man of the match. I've got a different man of the match, but listen to why we love these shows. I think Haaland was man of the match because he scored a hat trick. Yeah, totally understandable. Have you heard that Dibin Muamba has signed his Manchester City? Yes, it's all signed, sealed, and delivered. Yes, everyone smash those likes, pay your rent. Honestly, before I go into the game, I want to criticize the fans. Yeah, some did, some didn't, Dash. We did. I know it. I'm not just going to criticize people for it because not everyone got the post. It was only on Facebook, so I don't think everyone got the post. There are fans in that stadium that don't use social media, so we've got to be fair to everyone. Good evening, Pardo. How are you, mate? Savio did really good in his home debut, got an assist as well. That was personally my man of the match was today was Savio. Like, it was amazing. Hello, it's just saying that. Any news on a forward signing? Not really. Still working on it, but there's no expect news next week, especially early week. There'll be some news, maybe on an outgoing as well. Any update on the Kovacic injury? Nope. He obviously will just say. The atmosphere at points today was quite lazy. I'm going to get into it. I thought the atmosphere was absolutely bobbins today. And I don't think it's a City problem. I think it's a modern day football. We're going to keep going on about it, but I think it's modern day football in these new stadiums. It doesn't work for atmosphere. Good evening, Rose. Predicted a scoreline of 3-1 in the chat last week. I predicted 4-1. And I don't want to say I told you also. But I told you also, I said 4-1. And I said Ipswich would tend to score first. So I was an happy bunny. Especially when I got my bookies out. I said 5 or 6. Yeah, I said 5. I never go for 5 or 6 because I know City take the foot off the gas at 3. I know what they do. City don't kill teams 5 and 6. Very rarely do we kill teams 5 or 6.
I just wanted it. I just wanted an absolute drumming.
It's just something we don't do. I need to take my background off. I need to sort this background stuff out. It's not working at the minute. I need to sort it out. It's not working. It's playing me. The internet goes worse with the background on StreamYard. I don't know why, but the background on StreamYard goes absolutely crap when you use a background on it. Steve Black, how are you? Good evening. I'm just going to get through all the comments and I'll bring in the other guests that are in the background. Warren, hello. How are you? Thank you. Lee Gates, hello, everyone. I'm Guardiola's in the building. Make sure you say hello to each other as well. Does help the chat rate, which is always good. But yeah, be nice. We're a family. We're a community. Say hello to each other. On the game, I think we did well. Rico Savio were my big standouts. I think Doku has to do better. I'm not going into the Doku debate anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I'm going to get killed again. But again, I thought Doku, I'm not going into it. I'm not doing it. Bevo, great win for our boys, and they look on it. Ed, good evening, mate. Lovely speaking to you earlier on the space. I'm just going to make sure. If you're saying hello to others, I won't put them on. Is Bebo in the house? He is. My man of the match was surely Hatchkira, but others did stand out. Investing my stocks in Sabinho. I thought he was very good, but I'm also going to add a caution. We played this game with Doku last season. He's still new. Let him develop. Let him go. Ed made a great point in the space earlier on. Let's not jump too soon. Let him bed in. But it's a very good start. Hope everyone is well. Where is our illustrious leader? Oh, Gundogan. He was on the pitch. What was that yellow card? Yeah, that was stupid by the ref, but hey ho. What was Edison doing? I say now because I get called out. Big up Alpha. Let's have a look. Yes, AK's in the building. Ethan says hello. Saw you at the game today. What a win. Was you the gentleman I saw outside the superstore? Because I forgot to ask you your name. If it was you, big up and thank you for the lovely, kind words. It was lovely meeting you. If it was you, Ethan. After watching the Ipswich goal, it was Rico fault. It was Rico and Edison for the goal. For me, because Edison kept getting beat on his first shot. This is my issue, but I'm going to go into it in a more constructive way than just killing the guy. We've got to look at it.
Rico had an unlucky moment as well.
What, when he hit the bar? Was that unlucky or was it a poor finish? I'm in the poor finish camp with that.
I'm in the unlucky. I'm in the unlucky because you could say the same about Kevin De Bruyne when he hit the bar.
No, because that was damn precision from that space. One was from 30 yards, the other one was from 10 yards, mate.
I could see what he was trying to do. He was trying to lift it up. He just put too much on it.
Way too much. I know you're here, Alan. I'm going through the comments and I'll bring you in. Yeah, calm down. Bloody hell, Alan's like, I'm here. I know you're here. I just want to introduce you properly. Good evening, Stephen. How are you? Fun season. Hey, it is. 5 goals. Martin got the score predictions right. Hey, once in a lifetime. Is Bebo stalker watching? Bebo got a stalker?
It's not a stalker. It's an avid fan.
How's the noggin? So I got in at 4 a.m. Kovacic is a dead leg bum cheek. Kate says we look scary. Mark Armstrong, 5 incoming next May. Patrick, Patrick wasn't. I invited him out. He didn't come out. I didn't stay with them for long. I went about 11:30 midnight. I went and met my missus. She was on a night out as well. So we were out till 4 or 5 a.m. Lewis is going up into world-class levels. Your opinion, mate? Don't agree with you. I think world-class is a little bit up there. I want to see a lot more before I'm at the world-class level. But he's definitely getting there. 3 points on the board, I'll take that. Nunes has no plans to leave City's already. So you finance offer, yes. Nunes, I'll get into that as we're going. But I'm going to bring in Luke and I'm going to bring in Alan. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Good. Hi, Bevo. How you doing, pal?
Good, thanks, mate. You all right?
Oh, yeah. Good result last night. Good result for me. Like it was last night in the middle of the night.
Jack.
Yeah.
Right. I love you to bits, mate, but don't use the C word in the chat. Come on. C word's a bit OTT. Calm down on that. Let's not throw the C word out to people. Good evening, Luke. Can't even hear you there. Can't hear you, Luke.
No, can't hear you.
Hello.
Oh,
there we go.
Big up, Luke. Not in my lifetime. How are you, mate?
Yeah, my voice is completely gone.
Why did they sing in your end?
Yeah, South
Didn't
Stand,
sing
innit?
anywhere else.
But I don't agree with the comments from people like Jack. I'm not going to lie.
Let's no, listen. I'm fine. I'm not listening. Swearing as you want in the chat, but let's not use the C word.
It's our responsibility to make an atmosphere. You know, if you get to the game, make the atmosphere. Don't just sit on your couch and.
I mean, I'm going to talk about the atmosphere because Evening, Connor and Steve. DC says, hi, Luke. Hello, everyone. Love Enrico again. Lewis or Walker. I think Walker, we're going to talk about it. I will. When I never felt more like singing the blues. It's all right, Martin. You don't have to get into that debate. I'm not doing the. I'm going to talk. We'll talk about them all. But can we just say before we do this, you can constructive criticize. It's when we start going OTT is when it gets a bit silly. Yeah, when we're wishing injuries or wishing they never play for us again and all this stuff. Mengi Wong, how are you, mate? Ipswich ain't going down, says Ashley. Are you an Ipswich fan or a City fan? Let us know, mate.
I agree with that, though.
Ethan, that was you, mate. Thank you so much. Your words today are amazing. And it isn't, honestly, mate, I really do appreciate the kind words you said today. It was lovely meeting you. And we do want to meet people as well, because we're all fans and we're all the same. And that's what I love.
I had someone ask for a photo earlier. I said no.
You said no?
Yeah, just because, like...
Did he not charge you enough?
No, not in a harsh way at all, but I just said, like, I'd just come to the games to have my personal time. I'll talk about it afterwards, like...
Yeah, kind of it's... listen, I love it when I meet you, but we want to meet you because we're fans.
I stayed and had, like, a 10, 15-minute conversation with him, but, like, I was just like, you don't need to get a photo with me, mate. I'm a nobody. I'm just a commoner.
Exactly. I'll be honest with you. That's the way I view it. I'm a nobody.
I'm
not a celeb. I'm not a spokesperson for Manchester City fans. I'm a nobody. I'm a Manchester City fan like you guys. So meeting you, I want to meet you. I want to meet you to meet you and talk
as
City.
A person, yeah, not as
I don't want to meet you. It's so nice. I had a guy the other day came up from down south. The lovely words, and it is so. I love it when I want to do it because I want to meet you. You don't need to thank me or thank Luke. We're not doing it for thank yous. We're doing it because we want to talk City. That's all.
Exactly.
Honestly, I'm being deadly serious. I love it, and I can't thank you all enough. But we're not. I'm not. From my point of view, I ain't doing it for a thank you. You never need to thank me. It's not our channel. It's yours. This is what I've always said. It's your channel. You make this channel. It is just amazing. And that's why every penny you give, we put back into the channel. It all goes back into your channel. That's why the graphics improve. Everything improves. Right, let's get into it. And as I'm going down everyone's comments, I will promise get everyone into it. Right, let's go through the lineups. It was an unchanged lineup.
Just on the lineup, I've got a bit of an interesting stat. It's the first time Pep hasn't made a change to the lineup in 85 games.
Really?
Now do you see why I said there would be changes?
It's the first time Pep has started the same team as what he did the game before in 85, 86 games.
Pep roulette, you never know what's coming.
Yeah.
This is why I said there'd be changes, and then the bloody wasn't.
Yeah, well, I think the only one, to be fair, would have been Foden, but I think he was out through illness.
Yeah,
it was that Indian he had after the PFA Awards. Didn't agree with it.
I think he had a sore head after the PFA Awards.
Had this shit, yeah, like I do every time after an Indian.
After a panel.
I've got one on the way in a minute. If it comes whilst I'm on the stream, I'll show you.
Oh, what a treat.
Oh, because you won't know what one is.
Steve Black, I get it. Sorry, guys, but some fans of your play, I love you. No, I know you do. I know. And I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying... I've probably made this sound... What I'm saying is we're not... You don't need...
Oh, no, I literally said no just out of pure shock that someone asked.
Yeah, that's... Do you know what it is with me? Some people have said to me, you look embarrassed. I am. Not embarrassed as in, like, embarrassed. I'm like, why do you want a picture with a fat Mancunian who's 42 and balding? You know what I mean? If I'm Tom Cruise, I get it. Have a photo with me, mate. But I'm a 42-year-old fat balding man.
You were rocking those Tom Cruise shades last night, weren't you?
I'm a fat balding mank. Who the frig wants a picture with me? Come on.
Apparently,
no, but listen, Steve Black.
You were all
I
going
do
shop
get
to
it.
shop last night.
Oh,
I'm not going drinking Messiah ever again. Sorry, but I'll always say thank you because I've learned. No, I appreciate that, and I do. I was so tired coming out to see the city today, but couldn't get much sleep the night before. First 20 minutes off my seat. Yeah, no, I get that, Blue Jedi. I do. Like I said, I'm not meaning it in a bad. I'm trying to be humble. Maybe get my point. Anyway, let's get into it. So we did. No changes at all from Chelsea, which was probably the biggest shock for me because, like you just said, Bevel, first time ever Pep's never made a change. Now, was anyone not, or was anyone, give me some reactions to those starting lineups? Was anyone surprised or anyone not surprised at it?
I was surprised. I thought Walker would have probably started to get him some minutes before the likes of West Ham, Arsenal. I also think Ake should have probably started. But if that's the lineup Pep's gone with, then that's the lineup he's gone with.
I wasn't surprised, to be fair. No Rodri training. Rico Lewis.
Yeah.
I am his absolute biggest fan now. I will stand on the Rico Lewis hill. Yeah, you can do a dance with me, Cade, anytime. Anytime, I'll do a dance. I did one again today, actually, in front of Harry. But not to the extent of, obviously, on the Bevo's video, if you haven't watched that. But, no, to be fair, Rodri, not there. So, Walker, I think, is going to have a real tough job to get back in, if I'm truthfully honest. After Rico's performances.
We'll get into it. I'm going to go into that as we go in because I do want to speak about people at the end. And
I think that back three of Vardiol, Diaz, and Akanji is looking, other than the kind of. I just sound like Vito Corleone there.
There'll be one early week, promise you now.
But yeah, I think the squad, other than that daft counter attack, looked very, very solid. I think the only change you're probably going to see is obviously Rodri coming in for the holding role, and maybe Foden for Bernardo. But other than that, I can't see much where it's getting changed.
No.
Then I think there's going to be major issues if nothing's changed moving forward. You're going to have players knocking on the door.
Yeah, but I think
and big players.
Rico's
this is
like
the problem
this season.
with our squad.
Yeah, it's a good headache to have, to be fair, but
because Nathan Ake's not sitting on a bench, Luke, forever.
No, of course not.
I'll be surprised if.
But then is Vardiol sitting on the bench forever?
No, there's a difference between rotation. I mean, the thing is with Kyle Walker, like I said, he's on 200 odd grand a week.
Yeah.
He's at the end of his career. He's still our club captain, whether people like that or whether they don't. He's our club captain.
Technically not. There's not been a new captain announced for this season, according to.
But Luke, right now, is the club captain.
Yeah.
No, you are right. But
good evening, Mark.
I'll be honest with you, Martin. I'll be very, very surprised if there's not quite a few changes against West Ham. The players that have not played.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the players like Ake, Walker, and these types of players have got Foden. I think they'll all play against West Ham, all of them.
But can you drop someone like Rico at the minute?
It's a squad game, mate. It's a squad game. It's like when you were talking about Rico playing well, which yes, he is. But we've only played. We've not played in the top six teams that we will recognise as the top six side. And I personally think the experienced players need to get some minutes before we play Arsenal, massively. So I think he'll make changes. And we've got to start thinking about dropping players when it's a squad game now. Our squad is quite strong. And I think he's got to start playing. Like Ake, I honestly thought Ake would play yesterday. I didn't know what was wrong with Foden. But obviously I found out now that he wasn't well, which is fair enough. I just think that he'll have to make changes to give people some minutes. Rodri, I think, will play next week, definitely.
It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me, Alan, when you say the game was yesterday. Like that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyone know? Alan is in Australia. It's 12 hours ahead of everyone.
I'm in Melbourne. I'm from Manchester, from Whitefield in Manchester.
Alan, we don't need the live story. I don't need the live story.
Luke might not. Luke might not know. So yeah, it was we kicked off at midnight last night, and I was in the Imperial when we meet last night. It was quite funny because United were before, so I went in just at half time and stood at the back watching United. And trust me, I don't think I've laughed so much in all my life. It was laughing there, especially when especially when United scored their second, what we all thought was the second, and then the referee disallowed because the guy kneed in and on the line, which was fucking funny. And I was killing myself. Like United fans were all swearing at me, and then last minute, I couldn't call it. I couldn't call it any better. And I jumped. There was about 15 Brighton fans in there last night, and we were all jumping. I was jumping with them. It was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I thought, oh, that's made my night. That's made my night. Oh,
good evening, funny. Blue Art. How are you, True Jack?
Yeah,
I mean, listen, we'll start off, and then because I'm going to talk out the lineup as we're going. Good evening, everyone in the chat. I'm going to put your comments up as we go. If you can smash that thumbs up, that'd be amazing. Nearly 200 of you in here. It's amazing. Don't forget, all the City channels are listed in the description. From City Luke, City Bevels, Not in My Lifetime, 9320 Pubcast, who have continued, thankfully. Andy and all the gang over there. Big Steve, to LB, to everyone is in there. So go and show them all a lot of love. Even from Patrick, true City fan, really proper gent.
I hope you haven't included size because I don't know where that geezer's gone after I left him.
Can I just say, we're going to start with the opening goal. Listen, it was weird because my son turns to me and he says, Ipswich aren't going to have a shot in this game. 10 seconds later, the ball's in the back of the net. So I just laughed. I thought, it's just bloody shut your mouth and don't say anything ever again.
Did you tell him to get out the ground then?
Pardon?
Did you tell him to get out by the out of the ground then?
Well, do you know what was really, listen, and there was a lot of people went at Rico, some had to go at Edison, and I understand it. People get angry and they get upset. Listen, should Edison have done better? 100%.
Yeah.
My issue with Edison, and I've said this for weeks, has always been he's brilliant with his feet. He needs to improve with his hands a little bit, and he's saving. And he's getting a bit. I don't know if I saw a stat the other day. He's starting to concede a lot of first shots that are going in on him, and people are starting to nickname him Claudio Bravo #2. And I thought, no, let's not start that. Let's not start that routine. But lately, I don't know. Listen, it's only 2 games in. I'm hoping it's just a little bit of early season nerves with him, little bit of. But he got away with one against Chelsea, and today he didn't get away. To be fair, as
well, though, for the second notch, that one that was at point blank range, I think, was a good save against Chelsea.
I mean, at the end of the day, it went in between his legs and it swerved in. But
we got caught on the break, though, didn't we? The transition, which is where if we've got a weakness, that's where it is. That we were going forward and we got caught on the transition, and the midfield players were too far forward, in my opinion, and there was a massive gap.
I know, Alan, but those shots shouldn't be going in.
Not true, but we did. I just said, to be fair to Ipswich, I thought they were quite useful on the transition yesterday. I thought they were quick,
yeah,
and they even though they were getting the score was like 3-1 at the time. You know, they were quite good. I thought they were all right. They're not going down. They're not going down. They're not going down. Yeah, no, but I didn't think they were that bad. Right, I really didn't.
No, I don't think they were bad. But if we wanted to, listen, I wish Ipswich all the best. But if City wanted to, they could have put 4, 5, and 6 past them today.
Yeah,
sorry, they could have put 5, 6, 7 past them.
I know.
We hit the bar twice.
I know.
I heard you was talking about Rico's shot. That definitely wasn't unlucky.
No, I just think he leaned back a bit too much. That was all. Which again, he's a defender. Bloody hell, I'm not expecting him to win it as sweet as Erling Haaland.
I mean, he puts that anywhere other than where he's put it. It's a goal. He just tries to hit it too hard. Bless him.
Yeah, I just think he just led it. I think he just puts his damn laces through it and goes, "See ya," and it's just unlucky. It's one of them things.
But on that note,
but again, I don't think I'm saying Edison's crap. I'm just saying it's just you can say.
No, I think it's complacency. To be fair, I think he doesn't face many shots, does he? Let's be honest. And I just think it's a complacency thing, concentration more than anything.
I'm going to agree with that in a bit, Steve Black, because I want to talk about it. There's a couple of players that I thought were a bit naughty today. Samezdik, or whatever his damn name is, thought was a dirty little shit all the way through the damn game. Thought he was bang out of order with some of his tackling. But hey ho. And then Jack Grealish gets booked for absolutely nothing. I need simulation now, but come on.
But on that note, guys, I'm going to have to love
you. Yeah, I know you've got to shoot because Luke has travelled all day. Take care, mate. Get over to City Luke TV.
If you can't tell already, my voice is non-existent. So
no, you go and get a rest, mate. Appreciate it.
Love you all. Make sure you subscribe to both of these. Let's get 5K for Martin as soon as possible. And
just tuned in. Only want to hear Martin's Doku. I'm not talking Doku. I'm not doing it.
Take care, boys.
I'm not doing it because this is the point. I'm getting shit now. Darrell, thank you for gifting 5 channel memberships. You are a superstar and you've made Pep happy more than you believe.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
So, everyone put W's in the chat for Darrell. What a love. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate that. And everyone throwing them W's in there. Message for Sir Alan. Good to see your optimism again. Bevo, thoughts on the first goal?
Yeah, bit of a weird one. Like Alan said, obviously getting caught on the counter in transition, not great. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? Because it sort of took a touch on the way through, and the ball started slowing down as it was sort of crossing the line. And I just felt like if Addison had turned around and rather than had just stood there, I felt like someone might have got on the end of it. That's exactly what
I said. It was like everyone just stopped and watched it.
It was like it was in slow motion. It was like he just turned around, stood there, and just sort of watched it past the line. If they'd have got run back and you know, he is allowed to use his hands. You know, if all he would have to have done is taken a few steps, you know, and jumped at it, and he probably would have saved it.
You know, Bev, I'm so happy you said that because I stood there today and said that because literally, Alan knows where I sit in the stadium. I was 5 yards away from it and I was watching it and I'm going, you've all stopped. You've all just stopped.
Yeah.
And I thought, and Edison just went, right, you've made an error. It's trickled through your legs. If someone had sprinted back, that could have got
if Edison would have
nobody did it.
If Addison would have taken 2 or 3 big steps back, he'd have got a hand on that.
And that's not a dig. I mean, I'm not just saying Edison. No defenders made a damn effort either.
No.
They all just went, oh. And if you look, the ball literally trickled over and I thought, oh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that.
I just feel like Addison, all he would have to have taken is 2, 3 big steps back, and he could have dived at that and got a hand on it easily. Because it was weird, because it was like it was going across the line in slow motion. It was a bizarre goal.
Did I clap? I did, and then realised who it was. I didn't, and I was like, yeah, do I not? I didn't. I was in 2 minds about clapping for him, but I did clap because I clap every City player. It's me. I clap Sterling when he come back. I'm just the way I am. I know Sterling got a bit of stick when he come back. That's all. Hello, Ryan. How are you, mate? I mean, listen, but I mean, Ipswich lasted.
Was just cut across you? Was there a clap on the 24th minute or something?
23rd minute. There was some. There wasn't a lot.
Right.
Again, I only saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, right. That's where I saw it.
Not everyone's got Facebook now. I know loads who don't use Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it literally went out. Some started it 30 seconds later, but you could tell some had no idea why. They knew it was for somebody. Some had no idea why they were doing it, though.
Right. Yeah.
And I listen, I'm not, this is not having a go at Edison. I think Edison is our best keeper, 100%. My point is, I think Edison needs to improve a little bit on some things, as Ortega needs to improve on his kicking. This is what I'm saying. We can constructively say things, but it's when we go that little bit further. Because again, if you want me to say Doku was amazing today, you're going to be very disappointed. But the reason why I'm hesitating saying anything is because I'm going to get what I get everywhere, is that I'm racist because I say it. And this is what I mean. I can't, if we're going into a position where we can't constructively criticize players anymore, then we can't analyze a football game anymore. Nobody can come in here and say, all 11 were world class. That's it. We've got to constructively analyze the game the way we see it as individuals. And the way I see it will be different from Alan, different from Bevo, different from people in the chat. So we have to be allowed to analytically view the game.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about
know who we are.
That's the beautiful thing about football is not, if we all had the same views, we'd all support the same football team and there wouldn't be a league.
Like Harley, great performance. KDB, Haaland, Sabio, Rico, obviously the class, but then Doku was great. I've heard others say Doku was good. It's opinions, but we've got to be allowed to say it. It's not an agenda. Because again, I've criticised Grealish, but people don't want to hear me say that.
But the most important thing today is I've never felt more like singing the blues.
The blues, City when United lose. Oh, City. We were singing that in the pub, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I do think Rico tried to play the offside, and it didn't work. But once that offside flag, there's an old saying in football: play to the whistle. I hate it when players play an offside trap and stand there and go like they're in.
I think our whole back line's guilty of that at times as well.
I know, but I hate it because it's like something you learn. It's like foul throwings piss me right off because I'm like, 5-year-olds get taught how to throw a ball. You lot on $200,000 a week should be able to throw a damn ball properly. Gavardio pisses me off with his throwings because he's like millimeters away from foul throwing it the way he chucks it.
Yeah.
Because he just goes bang. I'm like,
yeah.
Yes, I know the news has come out. Nunes is not going. I said to you, Nunes didn't want to leave. Nunes is up for the fight. I predicted Nunes leaves in January. That's when I think Nunes will give up the ghost.
Do you think we'll allow that though? Do you think we'll allow? And granted, don't get me wrong, he's not a big player in our team.
He is at 50 million quid and 150 grand a week.
This is the point I'm trying to make. He's in terms of actually like playing like minutes wise, he's not a big player. But for the price and everything, can you really see him going in January?
I don't think he'll get loaned in January.
Yeah, more than that.
I'll be honest with you, I see McAtee leaving more next week than anything. I'll explain why in a bit.
I can see that.
Because I think McAtee only gets on the pitch today because we were 4-1 up, and that will only last for so long and happiness.
Yeah.
No, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
Where does he get in front of Alan?
I know what you're saying, but I hope you're wrong.
He's not getting in front of Bernardo. He's not getting in front of Gundo. He's not getting in front of Kovacic. He's not getting in front of Foden. He ain't getting in front of KDB.
I hope you're wrong.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong, but he's 22. You got to make that point. He's not. O'Reilly's 19. He's got years to make that. He's got a year or two to make that decision.
I will-
22, you've got to be playing at that point.
I understand what you're saying.
Wow.
But we'll see.
There's a couple of big things in the chat.
What?
25 gifted.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming to them, mate. I'm coming. AK, thank you for your generous donation, mate. United lost, City win. Can't get any better. It is. Excellent result, but it's only Ipswich. Jack! Don't start that this season. Don't do an Alan. Are you and Alan been talking today?
No, we have not, mate. I got in after the game.
It's only Ipswich.
About 2:30. About 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock. I went to sleep. I had to get up at 6 to come on here at 6 in the morning.
Mate, I appreciate it. First time this season. Dash, Martin called me racist. Sorry, Martin. People call me racist for criticising Doku's performance today. Too many people. I don't understand it anymore. For some weird reason, Doku is the only player, if you say anything bad against, you get the racist card thrown at you. I am totally lost now on where we go with the Doku debate. I have had this debate privately with all the YouTubers on where do we go if we're getting called racist.
It's stupid.
Because that is a serious allegation when you throw that around.
Yeah.
You can get people into a lot of trouble with that comment. And so whoever's accusing someone of being racist, they need to seriously think before they're saying it. Because I'll tell you what, I know I ain't racist because I know my background and where I work. If anyone calls me racist, I can get into a lot of trouble with where I work. Yeah, so people need to start thinking about stuff before they just throwing random stuff out.
It seems to be the go-to word these days.
It is the very go-to, but it's only on Doku. I don't know why. Because the thing is, this is what's making fans then go, Doku is a City player. We love him. He's going to be amazing.
But they don't. The thing is, every one of our players have got parts of their game they can improve on. Every single one of them. No one's perfect. Every single player. And it's got nothing to do with the colour of the skin. Nothing. You know,
no, I don't understand it.
No, I don't get it either. At the end of the day, Doku knows what he's going to improve at, and that's his end result. You know, he does everything else. He needs to improve on his end product, and that's all he needs to improve on. And that comes with
I need to go through these. 1 minute, Alan. Sorry, but this is amazing. I'm sorry, but Amar's now come in. Another £2. Delap was more interested in wrestling. Does look a bit like WWE. But thank you, Amar, for that. Professional Haram Bot has renewed his membership for 1 month and then doubled his way down, gifting 20 memberships to the channel. Thank you so, so much. That is amazing. And then, AK, you're all competing. Stop it. Behave. Save your money. You're making me well up. AK's gifted 5 memberships. 20, so it's 30 memberships have been gifted tonight. So that is amazing. And Pep.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
And then Professional Haram's gone again with a $5 super chat. Martin is right. McAtee will probably end up leaving at the end of the season. He can't go another year without getting minutes. The time is now for him. We will come to that at the end when we start talking about the subs. I will come to that. But let's get to the game. Ipswich's lead lasted, not very long.
4 minutes.
Was it?
4
Was it
minutes? No, 5 minutes.
It felt less.
They scored in the 7th, and then Haaland scored the penalty in the 12th, and then again in the 14th.
Yeah.
Penalty
for you? Has anyone got any debate on with it not being a
penalty? It was a definite penalty. But the referee did the right thing by going. The referee did the right thing by going to look at the TV screen by doing it though. He was on the wrong side of him. Plus, he was looking at was he in the area or was he on the line? or just outside at the time. And it was first time looking at it. That's why I thought, is it in the area or is it not? And he did the right thing by having a look.
I've got to say, I thought Savio looked very, very promising first 2 games. I think he beats his man and he looks up straight away. But again, it's only 2 games. So I'm not going to go down the carried road. So he's going to be a superstar. Very, very promising start. Very promising start.
Yeah, I agree.
If he keeps it up, he's going to be a superstar. But again, I'm not going down the road of 2 games make us, we're there. It is a very promising start. Now, this is where I go. People are going to say, I thought Doku was brilliant today at his work rate and he's holding the ball up. He has clearly improved on that and he looks so much better for that. My issue with Doku today was, you notice the ball didn't go down his side a lot. Everything was going right. Everything was hitting Savio's end. Everything. Even in the second half. You look when Savio came on, right up until Savio left the pitch, they were still all hitting the right-hand side. There was a 5-minute spell where Doku just stood on the left-hand side like... And they were just
sometimes that though, it's more than just because of our player. It's because you sense a weakness in their team.
Yeah,
so
correct.
The thing is, if you'd have swapped Doku and Savio would have played left wing and Doku would have played right wing, the ball would have still been going down the right because that's where the team sensed the weakness.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think because it was like to go to Savio.
When the criticism comes in, do you think Doku tested Twanzebe enough?
Say again, Martin.
Do you think Doku tested Twanzebe enough today? Because I don't.
No, but what I would say, no, you're right. But what I would say is, I think that the team and Pep maybe sensed a weakness down that right hand side, and that's not just from a defence side. That'll be from a midfield perspective as well.
Yeah. Okay,
they probably sensed that area of the pitch was that's fine.
But the one time he beat him, Bevo, was the chance for Rico. So he did have the beating of him. I
thought their fullback on Doku's side was better than the other fullback on the other side because
that's what I'm trying to say.
I agree. Every time, especially the first before anyone scored in the game, every time it went over that side, their fullback was right up Doku's ass, big time. Didn't give him any room, not because they knew, and that's why that's why they were tending to go to the other side because the other guy stood off Silvino. So and he did. He stood off and you can't stand up. He's very much like Mahrez in the way he plays. Very much like Mahrez.
Yeah.
Can I just say
and that's the point I'm trying to make. If Savio and Doku would have swapped sides, the ball would have still gone down the right hand side.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I did. Clapped him. I sung his name. Ilkay made the Scousers cry. Was being reverberating around the stadium. Spot on, Rose. If Pepsi's potentially McAtee, they may ask him to stay. Yeah, no, listen, they might. Well, I'm going to come to the McAtee Nunes stuff at the end of the stream because I'm going to talk about what's coming up this week. Because don't forget, I'm telling you now, City are not finished buying. That's where this issue's coming.
No.
You're not done yet, so this is where it becomes. Do you see some deals being done that would normally be done next summer? Only if the price is right. Are you Alan in disguise? McAtee's bum will be full of splinters by the end of the season. That's what I'm saying. Rico was brilliant today. Maybe a little naive on the goal. Do you think Walker's pace may have been different? Again, I'm going to talk about Walker at the end as well. So some of these I'm leaving to the end when we get to the transfer stuff. Think we need a forward more than McAtee's needed. I don't know. Maxey will get games where they're 3-0 up for the last 25 minutes. It's whether he's happy with that, Steve. And there's others going to be in front of him for those 25 minutes. Doku was excellent today. That's your opinion, mate. I don't agree with you. I thought he was good, excellent. No. Doku needs to improve, as some others do. Enjoy your night, lads. Thank you, AK. You can criticise whoever you like, say how you feel, as long as it's not offensive. Doku was shit today. See, Cade, I don't think that's not constructive criticism. That's just statement. That's what I'm saying. There's a constructive. If you said he's shit because of A, B, and C, then we're going down an analytical, constructive viewpoint. If you just say, "Oh, he's shit," why? Because it's shit. There's no analytical viewpoint to that. That's what I mean by we've got to be careful on the constructive criticism part. KDB, I'm going to talk about. Listen, I want to talk about this, KDB. Alan, I'm coming to you on this. You said to me 6 weeks ago, maybe a bit longer, KDB, wrap him up in cotton wool. See you later. Don't want to see him for a few games. He's 34. He's getting over the hill. And tell you now, mate, watching him live, he looked 23 today and looked 25 times fitter than he's ever looked.
Good. But we have to be wary about playing. You can't play 38 games. You have to be ready again. Yeah. You can't play someone of that age every single game because he will get injured again. You have to be smart about when you and I'm not going to say the word dropped because it's not rested. You have to be smart about it. And Pep knows that. He's a wonderful player and he's been wonderful for us. But people like him, KDB, Walker, all these people that are getting older, they're coming towards the end, and we have to face it.
No, I agree with you, but I think KDB's sort of obituaries have been written a bit too soon, personally.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though, don't you? At the end of the day, we have to manage his minutes. We do.
Well, 2 games, and he's played nearly all the games, Alan.
I agree, but you need him for the Arsenal, the Man United, the Liverpool games. He's got to be fully fit for that and fresh.
Well, I know you say that, but this is my point. Rodri's not even played a minute yet.
He will next week.
If he's fit.
Mate, don't forget, everyone who played for either Spain or England has been rested.
For us.
Yeah. Well,
nobody else. Everyone else is out flying and going.
Pep's doing the right thing.
No, Alan, I agree with you. My concern right now is Rodri has to play against West Ham, and we'll come to that in the week. This is my point. I don't want to air off the game too much. Rodri will play, should play next week if fit.
Yeah.
Because he needs to get, this is my point, Alan, about Walker. Okay.
Yeah, so I agree. And players that come out of the team, they're not dropped, they're rested.
Players don't look at it that way, though, Alan.
I do.
No, players don't look at it that way.
I know they don't. But they've got to accept it.
Yeah, but no, they don't have to accept. You're saying from a fan's point of view they have to accept, but they don't.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Because I'm telling you now, I bet any money there will be players this week that will knock on the door to Pep Guardiola's office and ask about their position within the squad. See,
at the end of the day, Grealish has got to be a bit worried, hasn't he? But I still think he'll play the big games.
Grealish has been injured. So you've got to be worried about.
I still think Grealish will play the big games. Because he keeps
until I see Grealish go through a bad pan of form, then yes, then you get worried. Right now, he's not playing because he's been injured.
Yeah.
And I thought he did okay when he came on. Only okay. Don't think he was amazing. Thought he did okay.
Yeah.
Before anyone says I love Grealish, I'm just saying, thought he did okay.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular. Spot on, Steve. I don't care what colour you're. It can be bloody yellow for me. It was definite pen. Obviously, Haaland bagged it, Bevo. And then, obviously, what? 4 minutes later? Sorry, 2 minutes later. No, I'm on about Haaland's second one.
2 minutes later, yeah.
Muric. We all love. Again, Muric, dilly-dallying on the ball. And Savio closed him down.
Yeah,
quick.
Did well.
Won the ball. And did KDB take it off Haaland, you think? Or am I being harsh?
No, it was right. KDB was running onto it, but Haaland had to go sideways on it. So it's it was.
What I'm going to say about Haaland, Haaland looks much better this season with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, well, he's worked on his game. We all know when he first came, yes, he was scoring goals, but if he has a weakness which he needs to improve on, is his all-round game away from just scoring goals, like his first touch, and he's taking it out on the right hand side is better. His overall football away from just scoring goals is better than it was, and that's because he's worked at it. He's worked at it in training.
He's done. He did it. He did it against Chelsea last week, and he's done it again today. Yeah. Where the goal that he scored against Chelsea, where he dribbled with it, took it away from the defender, and then had a shot. And then the same again today. He got the ball at his feet. He dribbled pretty much around Muric, and then tapped it in the net. I just think this season from Haaland, you're going to see a very, very scary machine. Because we all know how many goals he can score, and we've all said that he. Yeah, well, the thing is, we all know he can score goals. We know that, but we've all said the thing that he needs to work on is his all-round football game. Now, against Chelsea, we started to see it again today. We saw it again. I think this is probably going to be Haaland's highest scoring season in the City shirt. I think.
Do you know what I want, Bevo? Because I've got a few of my mates here and back home. Never scored.
Tell us what you want, what you really, really want.
He says he never scores in big games. So he never scores in big games against the big clubs. That's what I want him to do, is start scoring goals against the big sides so he can shut them up. Because they all say that.
I think, Alan, you care what your mates think. I don't care what my mates think, mate. You get triggered by these rival fans way too much.
Yeah, I know.
He scored against Arsenal. Well, he scored against United.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that.
Scored against Liverpool.
But Bevo, you see, when you live abroad like I do, so you don't just get City United fans like you did in Manchester when I lived at home. You get fans of all clubs here. See, when you go to everyone goes to the Imperial because you've got like 3 floors and about 50 bloody screens up and stuff like that. So some days, like a load of teams starting at the same time. So every room that's in there gets used. So you get to meet and know rival fans. And you get it.
See the Ipswich fans today?
Yeah.
Did you see any Ipswich fans today? Did you?
Yeah, 3 of them. They were in our room, 3 Ipswich fans, and wow. Brighton. When I got there, United we had 2 rooms, and there was probably about 16 Brighton fans there. And I was sat with them at the end when they scored. Yeah, it was brilliant. I was watching all United fans stormed out of the rooms at the same time when they scored the winner. It was hilarious, and I was just pointing, laughing out loud. It was great. It was brilliant.
Can I ask? Obviously, so we go 2-1 up through KDB. Lovely finish, lovely closing down, and then Haaland, lovely ball through. Rounds the keeper, puts it into an empty net. He just looks, to me, Haaland looks quick. He looks fit. He looks hungry. Because I'll be honest with you, and like Pepsi even talked about it, he had that foot injury for 2 months, 3 months last year. So, of course, but now he looks fitter. He looks hungrier. The guy looks like he's just ready.
Well, he had a proper rest, didn't he? He had a proper rest and went on holiday.
Pep said that, yeah. He's had a proper rest.
If it wouldn't be that, it wouldn't be the same if he was playing in the Euros. But he's had the fortune of having a proper holiday, a mind rest of what wants to play the game again, come back fresh, and he does look super fit. He does. But saying that, so did Grealish until he got injured. You know, he looked fit.
Oh, go on. I'm just saying, DC8, I get it. Second half point was horrible. Don't think it was horrible. I think it was just reserving energy.
Yeah.
I think City reserve energy. You're 2 games in, don't use more energy than you need to. This is my thing. City don't win games.
Will be a big thing at the end of the season, though.
But the thing is,
goal difference will be a big thing the end of the season.
No, I know it could, but Bebo, we don't win games 5 and 6. We never have. That's not what we do. We do get 2 and 3 and foot off.
Yeah, no, I know where you're coming from.
We scored 6. We don't do it.
We didn't do it much last season. The season before, we did it a bit more than last season. The treble winning season, we did it a few times.
AK, thank you, mate, for that lovely donation as well. When I never felt more like singing the blues. Spot on. So we're at 3-1 at halftime, and everyone's happy. No changes at halftime at that point. And then, to be honest with you, I'm going to ask a question. The Ipswich penalty incident. Anyone think it was a pen?
Me. I'm going to be honest. I thought
yes, it was a penalty.
I don't see, in terms of the actual physicality from from Savio's penalty to the penalty, which I'm pretty sure it was Savio that gave away, wasn't it? Even though obviously it wasn't a penalty, but I'm pretty sure it was Savio that put the challenge in. Yeah. In terms of physicality on both challenges, I don't see any difference. I think they were both equally.
I was surprised it wasn't given. I really was.
Yeah. Looking back at it, and at the time as well, I just said, "Oh no, this is a pen."
If that was for us, I'd have been screaming penalty.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would have.
And that's the way I always view it. If shoes on the other foot, I'm a screaming penalty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the thing is I'll always be honest. Whether the fans may like it or not. I'll always be honest. I don't really pay too much attention to stats and things like that. I simply just use the eye test. And
I must admit, the people inside the room the people inside the room, there was a lot of City fans in there, the expats from Manchester. Everyone said that's a pen. Everyone.
Yeah.
Except the referee.
It didn't even get looked at though, did it?
No.
No, they all get looked at. They all get looked at. Some just get looked at more than others.
I thought this season was a bit different. I thought this season was mainly down to refs' discretion.
No, because our penalty wasn't the ref. Because our penalty gave it as a non-penalty.
Oh yeah.
It was VAR who told him to change his mind. That's why he went to the screen.
Yeah, I know you're right.
The understanding I've got is VAR looked. That was it straight away. I think they saw it more as a coming to.
Unless he got touched on the ball,
I don't know whether he's pissed. If Piss Pat comes on, then he might not last long. But we'll see.
There we go.
I'll keep mentioning the Imperial. Don't worry.
Yeah, Yeah, you haven't brought much else to the table apart from your fucking sessions.
Oh, hello, lad.
Yeah. You're not as
This
smart as
is
you
where
look,
the
are you, Alan?
professional levels.
You're not
do
as smart
that
as you look, are you?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Swales out. Yeah.
Swales out, Swales in. We didn't score 10. We didn't score 10. Time out, Swales in.
And obviously, we'll get to the last one. Haaland. There's only Haaland scores that, in it.
What, the fourth goal?
Yeah, there's only Haaland.
Yeah,
the last goal.
He just done a half pirouette and
goal.
just hoofed it. I said to my mate Rick, I said, he just looked at it. He said, one glance, he's just hoofed it, and then it's just like bottom bins.
Patrick, can I ask one question? We all know
one's more than enough from you, mate. But go on.
We'll say we all know Martin's record for leaving before the end of the game.
No, it was fine. It was fine.
Was he still there?
He was fine. No, he was fine.
Alan, we all know your record for not being at the games.
Exactly. Yeah, your record for the amount of energizer, mate. Yeah, because that's how many you got in your remote.
Have you noticed the channel's been so professional in the last few weeks?
I know.
Alan sees the ticket. Alan sees the ticket.
Listen,
Right,
I was getting FaceTimes from the night before when this idiot was drunk. There we go.
No.
Can we get back to the game?
Okay, sorry.
Martin was well civilized. I was the one who had a bloody curfew.
Guys, let's come back to the game. Right, Bevo, fourth goal.
Yeah, lovely little finish, wasn't it? Yeah. No keeper in the world was stopping that. Right in the bottom corner.
No.
Like Pat said, little half silhouette and just hoofs it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Good finish.
Because I think at the end of the day, it's like he knew they were playing the advantage because that foul on Rico Lewis was horrible. And he just said, well, I'll just have a pop, and turned out perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I thought it was a great finish, an absolute world class, exquisite finish, and what a way to top an hat-trick off. I thought it was great, and it was really, really. Listen, I understand the second half to everyone was a bit.
Can I just say as well, just while we're on the topics of sort of Haaland and finishing,
I'll come to your super chat in a minute.
What an absolutely world-class save that was from Juric when Haaland had that header.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
I don't know if Martin, you probably had a good angle too, but that was a hell of a save. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
and
save?
I was like, no, because I wouldn't give Juric any credit, so I said Haaland is shit header. And he went, "You'd never be that athletic, Dad." I went, "No, I wouldn't." Because I tell you what, the way he leaps to get a full hand on that, and Haaland's face, Haaland thought Haaland was off.
Oh,
Haaland was going.
He was slapping the ground like he was absolutely convinced that he hit the perfect header.
Yeah, because that was
it was pretty much top bins.
Right.
That was in all day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like, when you see a striker, he's like, that was the perfect header. I leapt at the perfect time. It was the right power. And Juric just goes, not today.
It was
because headers, like his aerial game, his headers are not his forte. So for him, any good header is an exceptional header in his book. So, but not to be.
Yeah, it was. Was Pep annoyed at Grealish before he come on? Yes, he was a little bit. He didn't think he was quick enough. But what I think was going on, if you watched, they came on at the same time. I think Jack was expecting Gundo to go alone. Yeah. I don't think Grealish was expecting them to go together. I think Jack was, you go, get your standing ovation.
Yep.
And I'm either going to go after or before. And I think Pep was like, bollocks to that. Yeah. You go, pair of you, move. And I think from what it looked like, I think Jack was expecting Gundo to go and get the special welcome. Go on your own, get it on your own. but he didn't. He took Savio off and took
rightfully so. Rightfully so, though. Rightfully so, though. I think that everyone in the ground and every player on the pitch would have thought that would have been the case as well.
I was totally surprised when he brought him on with him, because I thought they were going to give him that moment.
Yeah, he should have got it on his own. Like,
rightfully so.
Yeah. How many times have we seen, you know, like the 10-year players like come back from massive injuries or, you know, long-term absences from the club and they always get their little moment in the sun. And I thought Gundogan
Kevin De Bruyne
would go on his own. He'd go on his own.
Kevin De Bruyne at Newcastle last season.
Yep. I remember David Silva, I think it was Centurion or Formidable. He came back from a long-term, like an injury that was out for like at least a month, and they gave him the whole reception and everything. And then I think Phil Foden came on, like young Phil Foden came on at a separate substitution about 5 minutes later.
The biggest one was Colin Bell. Colin Bell against Newcastle United. When Colin Bell came back, that was the biggest one I can remember.
Hey, Alan, is it a fair shout, because you're the biggest fossil in this group, is it a fair shout that like Gundogan coming back was under different circumstances? Was Gundogan coming back sort of like the modern day version of that Colin Bell return in a way?
Yeah, it was.
Like in terms of the longing, the fans, the longing they had for him to come back in a way.
Yeah, it was very similar.
Yeah. I felt that. I felt that in the ground. I felt everybody just like welcomed him. Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
Alan's the only one who would actually recall Colin Bell coming back. But anyway, MCFC, thank you for your generous super chat. Good evening, Martin. I heard you said on space that Kyogo is getting closer. Yes, I am confident that he's going to get done, which leads me on to the next thing. But DB has gifted 5 memberships. You lot are on fire tonight with generosity. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, mate. And you know what that means. Pep is one happy boy.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
So for the 35 people,
I don't give a shit anymore.
Sorry, I was waiting for Pat to finish.
Yeah, right. Take your time, hurry up.
Thank you. So honestly, you lot with your donations tonight, I just thank you. 35 super donations and super chats. You're amazing. If you can smash a big thumbs up, that would help. One of the matches, Bevo, told you mine. Mine was Savio.
Oh, but I'm going to have to be different now, aren't I?
Well, no, I could have given it to Rico. I could have given it to Haaland. I could have given it to KDB. I thought there was 4 or 5 top performers today.
See, I think everybody's expecting.
Nearly give it Kovacic, you know, for his first half performance.
Yeah, I was going to say Kovacic until he got injured. I was. Now I'm undecided. I can't decide.
I was going to say Savio, but I can't. As much as Rico played well, I think he was partly at fault for the goal. So, on that basis, I'm probably going to give it to King Kev.
Alan?
Well, obviously,
just to be different, because I would have said Savio.
Yeah, I would have given it. I would have given it. I know Haaland got it because he got a hat trick, but I thought that Kovacic was very, very good until he got injured.
I'll tell you what, that tackle in the first half when he ran the ball and then gave it forward.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a great play. Do you remember, Martin? Do you remember that play that Doku did as well too? Probably about a third of the way into our attacking half. I can't remember who the winger was for Ipswich, but it was like 2 foot shorter than him, and he still muscled himself off the ball, and
that's what I mean. There was parts of Doku's game today that was brilliant. Yeah. I just felt he didn't. I don't know whether he lacked a bit of confidence today or he didn't. He didn't seem as on it as he did at Chelsea.
Yeah. There were elements of the game that were good, but the elements of the game that we signed him for were kind of lacking.
Yeah. But listen, I'm not saying he was bad, but he was decent. I would have liked to have been given. I would like to have him been given the ball more. I thought we were too right-sided heavy today in parts. That's
Do you think Ipswich allowing Gvardiol the bomb so far forward actually impeded on that?
Do you know what it is to me?
Because it's happened before. It's happened before when we played two banks of 5. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, but like I said earlier on, Pat, the one time we beat Transiba, he put the ball in for Rico to have that shot that he carried off the bar.
Yeah.
He had the beating of Transiba all day, twice on Sunday if he wanted it.
Yeah.
Transiba is not a good fullback.
Why do you think United let him go? Oh, wait. No, that's a different story. Sorry. Anyway.
Why did Villa? Was it Villa where he was at? Why did they let him go?
Yeah.
So, come on.
3 clubs let him go.
Give us your man of the match, everyone. True Steve spot on. We're going to talk. I want to talk about some others now. Where we're going to go into the transfer part. Savio for Cade, Haaland for Ed, Patrick Hero for Stevie. DC's gone for a Norwegian love machine. Dash has gone for Rico or Savio, man of the match. Steve Black, Blue Art, yeah, true. 2 world-class finishes today, man of the match. KDB's the god of football. Can't disagree. Haaland, what a diamond. His 10th hat-trick with City, that's just scary.
How many did Sergio have? Yeah. How many did Sergio have? What, about in the league, 16, 17?
I think I've got 16 in my head, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, that's in the league. All competitions would probably be like low 20s or something, wouldn't it?
I think he's
nearly halfway. He's nearly halfway there in 2 and a bit seasons.
Coverage really on his game at the moment. Gundog, yeah, spot on, Blue Art. Martin, was you clapping? I was screaming.
Oh,
when Gundogan came on. Damesh has gone.
Can I just say?
I was roaring from the terrace.
Can I just say quickly, really quickly? Haaland is only 2 hat tricks behind Aguero.
What in the league? In the league.
Easy.
Wow.
Aguero's had 12 hat tricks.
Get out
in the league.
That's mental.
Some have gone Lewis. Do you know what? You know what I've noticed though? We've all gone for the same group of players. We've all gone for Haaland, KDB, Rico, Savio.
I'm sticking with Kovacic regardless of the injury. I'm sticking with Kovacic.
Do you want to know another mad start? I'm just reading it then. Aguero has the most hat tricks in Premier League history with 12. Haaland's got 10.
Yeah.
Was it what 12? Sergio had 12. I thought it was like 16.
No, then that's all.
No, it's
it's all competitions. Right, okay, yeah. And you're saying he's already got 10 in the league in 2 seasons.
10 is overall, yeah. 7 in the league, 10 overall.
Well, mind you saying that because he's got 10 overall, so he's probably got what? 7, 8.
I'm going to be straight with you. I think Haaland obliterates his record that he set himself this season. Right, I'm going to move into this part. We're going to have 10 more minutes. I'm going to move into this part. Rico, for me, is really good going for the season. Watch out, Kyle. Right. Today, substitutions that were made. John Stones came on, interestingly, before Gundogan. When Kovacic got injured, Stones was the guy who went into the DM role. Nunes and McAtee came on just before Nunes. Slightly before for obviously Erling Haaland, and then Nunes came on for KDB. And obviously Grealish and Gundogan came on for our 2 wingers. Right. People are asking me about McAtee and Nunes. Nunes, I think, I said today, he's going nowhere. We cannot force people to Saudi Arabia. We need to come out of this thing up. He just needs to go. He doesn't want to play in Saudi.
Why would anyone want to play Saudi? It's Mickey Mouse football.
No, but my point is, Alan, what I'm trying to say is that he wants to stay. Wasn't his fault. City signed him for 50 million quid.
Alan, don't say that too loudly now because we want João Cancelo out the door and he's probably our best chance right now.
So I know what you're saying, but I personally think Saudi Arabian football is Mickey Mouse. It's basically just semi-pro.
It is, Alan, but people think that about League One. People go there.
Yeah,
and Liga doesn't even have a sponsor right now.
We're going to come to that in a minute, Connor. Then there was the Rico incident today, the Rico talk about Walker. Because I'll be honest with you, I saw Walker warming up today. Walker looked very pissed off while he was training today. Just my opinion. He looked he was the last one out to come and warm up. Didn't warm up with any of the lads. He looked a bit off it. Now, whether that's just Pep, you've had a long summer, blah, blah, blah. We'll see you in a game or two.
Did you notice, Martin, did you notice Kyle was warming up in those thermoskins as well?
Well, I was about to say,
I've never seen a player warm up in thermoskins that early in the season. Like, I was a bit like, what's going on here? Are you actually going to play, or are you just...
And he even had I'm sure he had a bloody snood on as well. He just did not look like he was there. No. Matt Fogg has gifted 10 memberships.
Wow.
It's 40-odd members tonight. Thank you.
Honestly. 45, isn't it?
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
Honestly, I'm not playing it again, Pat.
No. Pick your moments, you halfwit.
Thank you so much, honestly, you lot tonight. We have had, I'm just going to count it up now, 15, 20, 40, 45, 47 memberships tonight.
Wow.
Honestly, you lot are amazing. And all of you are going to be in with a chance in about a week to be in the draw to come on a live show with Pat, Rich, and Ozzy. And going as the most, thank you very much for that, Bevo. Stattle Bevo there. I'd keep Nunez at sale. I don't want to see him come short with injuries. Right, this is where we're going. The bench today was Ake, Grealish, Gundogan, Kabore, McAtee, Nunez, Ortega, Stones, Walker.
Do you think
you had no Phil Foden? Well, this is where I'm going to work it out a minute, Bebo. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking McAtee and Kabore come off the bench for Rodri and Foden, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've also got potentially a new signing coming in. If it is Kyogo or Furiashi, or whether it's somebody else. So here's my thing with the McAtee stuff. Now, everyone wants to keep McAtee, but McAtee right now has so much traffic put in front of him that where the hell, even in a cup game, does he play? Because this is my thing right now. Even with a cup game, he's not on the bench. We have right now got 10 midfielders. 10. This is my thing. I beg to hope McAtee stays. But is it good for McAtee at the age of 22 to just sit there and play a minute? Same with Nunez.
But can I say something? And before you say
sorry, Alan. Got to throw another thing in here. Echeverri and Oscar Bob are back in January.
Right. Can I just say something? And I don't want to be negative, and don't criticize me for being negative.
But you do.
Yeah, that means it's going to be negative.
Yeah. If we get done, if we get pinged, we're going to need our youngsters, mate.
Alan, we are not going to get pinged for another 2 years.
We don't want to let youngsters go, mate.
Alan, I'm going to say this again. Alan, I'm going to say this again. This is where people need to understand this PSR stuff. And Alan, you shake your head all you want, but you're not understanding it. The whole thing is going to take 10 weeks, yeah? That's as long as a murder trial.
Did you? But according to Alan, we've murdered English football. We've murdered the fabric of the integrity of football.
Alan, did you see Pat's reaction to the 115 as well? Did you hear Pat's reaction to the 115 in his press conference?
No.
He had like the cheesiest grin on his face, and he said, "I'm confident," or something along those lines.
Anyway,
it's not
like we've already done 20 shows about this for the last 12 months. But anyway, let's move on.
Let me explain. No, I'm trying to explain this process. No one's listening to the process. It is a 10-week process. You have then got, as Stefan Borston said, probably another 2 months of deliberation.
Yeah.
You've then got appeal processes. Where you can appeal 3 times, that then goes to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
There was about a year to 2 years to get into Supreme Court. You are this thing of it sorted by the end of the year is garbage.
Oh no,
it can be appealed by both parties as well. So if City get the decision they want,
you are
Premier League can appeal it.
2 years, Alan. Then some of these players will not be here in 2 years, Alan.
Can I say something to you as well? When Everton got done and Notts Forest, even though they appealed, they had points deducted.
Alan, it was one charge.
And they admitted guilt, and then they went for the plea bargain.
They admitted guilt. I'm going to start off. This is, you've just shown me you've not understood any of our charges. You just compared us to Everton and Notts Forest.
No, they gave them the points deduction. Then, even though it went to an appeal,
Alan, we're not going to get a points deduction. If City are found guilty, we're going to be probably expelled from the league.
Yeah.
You think they're going to do that and then sue us, and then 3 years later put us back into the Premier League?
Anything's possible without Alan's fear-mongering. But look, let's get on to McAtee.
No, but this is my thing. I'm just talking about this with Nobbins last night, and Nobbins even said people aren't understanding this. They're not getting it. You think, Alan, in all honesty, that we're going to get pinged and then immediately banned down to Division 3? That's what you think.
We're guilty until proven innocent, according to Alan's world. Because that's how the entire justice system works.
Stefan Borston has always said there is a right to appeal. Yeah.
Yeah. There's not much appealing about Alan though. But anyway, carry on.
Alan, the reason why Everton and Forest were dealt with so quick, it was one case. And it was on overspending, not potential fraud and perjury.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Yep. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, this man
I'll
is on the
explain why I get a little bit frustrated with Alan. I've had this same conversation 3,000 times.
Board member of the Melbourne Blues, everybody, Mr. Alan H. How are you, mate?
Alan, I can't help if you are so nervous. Anyway,
welcome to the biggest blue merry-go-round in the fucking world.
Bevo, I'm going to come to you. If you're McAtee right now, and you see all that traffic in front of you, what would you do?
It was me.
Like I said, you've got Oscar Bob and Echeverry to potentially come in as well.
Yeah, well, I've said this numerous times. You know, if you look at in terms of hierarchy and the types of players that we have, because they're so versatile, there are potentially 7 different options that you would play before you even get to McAtee. Because in my opinion, I'd be picking Núñez over McAtee. And that's not to do McAtee any injustice, but Premier League proven, I would pick, you know, these sort of international players and players who have a Premier League experience over McAtee. And, you know, I know McAtee's had a couple of seasons in Sheffield United, one season in the Prem.
And be honest, Bevo, it was a great experience too, because he was a spearhead of a club that was struggling in the Premier League, but then he was also the spearhead of a club that got him promoted as well too. So he's seen a lot in terms of his experience in football, like first team football. He's seen a lot.
Yeah,
and that's a lot in terms of
he has
developing a player as well too. So yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah, of course. But in terms of like our hierarchy, you've got Bernardo Silva, you've got Oscar Bob, you've got Kovacic, you've got Nunes, you've got Kevin De Bruyne, you've got Foden, you've got Rodri. That's 7 players right there who are all kind of there or thereabouts before, McAtee has the involvement. And I know you can't really say, Rodri, but it's still a midfielder,
I mean, Davey Mack makes a point here.
If you were to take Rodri out of the...
Sorry, go on, Bevel.
Pardon? I was just going to say, even if you take Rodri out of that equation, you still got 6 players that are going to be sort of there or thereabouts. And then, you've got Echeverry coming in. Yeah, he's probably not going to get minutes over McAtee because of the experience thing. But I mean, it's all theoretically speaking, isn't it? But I think if I was McAtee, I'm 22 years old. I'm 23 this year or next year. I'm not getting any younger. I if that was me, I'd be wanting to go out to a team where I'm going to get regular minutes. But that's just me.
I think he'll learn more on the training ground with the players that we've got, though, the way Pep plays.
No.
Oh, learning wise, but you can only learn so much from training.
The
real learning is on the pitch.
Yeah, well, I know what you're saying, but did he or did he not say he wants to stay? And Pep say, I wanted to stay and learn around that, because if you think about it, he's been at Sheffield United 2 years. He's not had any, I would say, quality players around him to learn the way City play and to improve his football. I think he'll improve if he stays at least this season.
Okay, I agree with that. And I'd like to say, I don't want to get hung up. This isn't just about McAtee. I'm coming to the others, talking about Nunes as well and others. People are saying you're saying, he stays the season. That's fine. Maybe he does.
Yeah.
You go and buy Musiala next summer.
Well, if that happens, he goes. And well, KDB, if we get Musiala, KDB can go.
No, Alan, KDB will go. Musiala will replace KDB, is what the thinking is.
Yeah.
The point I'm making,
I'm going to be honest, I don't think KDB goes at the end of the season.
Well,
I think KDB.
I do think he's done another year or two up his sleeve.
Yeah.
So I need to, sorry, guys, I need to read this out. We want it because we're getting into the over talking each other, and we need to sort of respect each other as well, because we've got to think about it's coming across for the listeners. Pep said yesterday to the press, we have a small squad. Ton space earlier. Whoa, my space as well, sunshine. I had heard was how big a squad we've become. I think Pep's talking a lot of garbage, and I'll tell you why. We have got 3 goalies. There's 3. Akanji, Ake, Ruben Diaz, Gabardio, Lewis, Stones, Walker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oscar Bob's 11, De Bruyne 12, Doku 13, Foden 14, Grealish 15, Ilkay Gundogan 16, Kovacic 17, McAtee 18, Nunes 19, Rodri 20, Sabinho 21, Bernardo 22, Erling Haaland 23, potential new signing coming in is 24. And was there any? And if you wanted, who was the other one? Cabore's not in there, so they're 25. Who was the other one? It was somebody else.
I'd say Cabore is like half a player because
right.
He could be out the door tomorrow.
So I suppose it's what Pep's classing as a small squad. Because right now we've got one.
It's small compared to Chelsea's.
For the midfielders, if you count the midfielders on our website, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm not sure. So here's my Nunes situation then. 6 days to go in the window. Do you see anyone potentially leaving?
McAtee or Nunez, if the right amount comes in for him. And I mean, you're talking about a lot of stars aligning for that. In combination of maybe a team from somewhere, it doesn't matter where, but paying either what we value for or maybe even 20% more than what they value for, and they're willing to offer a salary that's bigger than what they are right now. So, but I just don't see that happening with, say, a Nunez or a McAtee, to be honest. I think McAtee, I still have this feeling that I think McAtee is willing to accept his position in the club. And with the right tutelage, the right management, things like that, they will find the time for him as well. Partly because I think there is a player there that can do something in the future for City, but also the game time he has, and if he gets good game time and he's effective in that game time, then he becomes a fantastic financial piece for something in the future as well. Nunez, I'm not too sure. Because we've seen a season, and maybe he needs one more season. Unlike Allen, I'm willing to give him another season to see how it goes, because we should be giving everybody at least one season, and then we critique him on the second one, and then we go from there.
Blue Eye, yeah, I've got 24 with the youngsters and with one more signing coming in, because we are close to a new signing. So I'm at 24.
So we're one more player from a full house. Yeah,
it's the biggest squad we've ever had under Pep. And here's my thing. I totally agree, and I don't want to get et up on, because like I said, we don't know what's going to happen with Echeverri, but Echeverri is still coming. There's no guarantees he goes on loan. Oscar Bob is coming back. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to say to everyone. Everyone's forgotten Bob and everyone's forgotten Echeverri yet. Everyone's forgotten about the potential Kyogo Fuyashi deal. So, and the other thing is, does Kyle Walker have a conversation this week? Would the club allow Kyle Walker to go out the door at this late stage?
Yes, Warren, sorry, Pat, I do apologise. Isn't that drastic?
Pat, I don't mean to come across rude, but I've totally forgotten about Warren. Has not only become a member, has now gifted 10 memberships. Oh, you lot tonight, you are legends in the chat. That is 55 new members. Oh my God, Warren, thank you so much. Honestly, I'm shell shocked.
More than you believe. More than you believe I'm happy.
Thank you so much. Honestly, you lot are just legends tonight. Every single one of you. Thank you. And W's in the chat. You know what? W's in the chat for all of you, because you're all outstanding. Honestly. Kyogo. Ain't seen enough to judge. Maybe. I don't know. I think Kabori goes out doesn't have a future with us. Pep talked about how great he was. Team great, atmosphere crap, unexpected home games. Well, we don't know that the atmosphere wasn't great, Jack, but come along and join in then, mate. Nunez swap for Wharton would be ideal. Apparently Liverpool are interested in Wharton this week.
Hey, I thought the atmosphere was pretty good. I started a bit of singing in the family stand.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
Martin will try and quash those rumours because...
No, that was Bobbins. That was Bobbins today, the atmosphere. People tried, but again, it was in isolated blocks. South Stand had to go. Then the kickbacks had to go. And people just kept going. It wasn't in unison and together.
Yeah.
That's my issue with it. I always said, I don't think it's a City problem. I think it's a modern day football problem.
I thought first half, the City fans were quite reasonably loud. But I thought all you could hear on television was Ipswich fans, really.
Ipswich fans started singing 3-1 up and you still don't sing, and started singing do football in the library.
Yeah, they did.
Do you know anything about Walker? I don't know. I've been told, I've heard City will not allow Walker to leave at this late stage.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. If it was 3 weeks ago, they're different.
But if Walker comes in the next few days and goes, "What's my future?" and Pep goes, "Well, Rico's there now," and Walker might go, "Well, tell me then." Can you put Walker on a bench on 200 and odd grand a week? At his age, he's not a kid. He needs to be playing.
And he certainly needs the finance to pay his bills down, doesn't he?
Well, no, Alan, because he actually won in court. So before we start making judgment, hey, Alan.
Yeah.
Well, you try and get the channel in trouble. Cal not going anywhere now. He's not got a love nest. No, thank you, Warren. Yeah, so people need to realise is that Walker did win that court case. Can we just take a minute to laugh at United? We can take as long as you want, mate, on that one. So, yeah, I do think there's a few. I think there'll be a few conversations this week with certain players. Because, listen, Nathan Ackey's not played a minute yet.
I was surprised yesterday he didn't play, actually.
And I know it's a long season, but listen, the one thing it's taught me about the summer is after Julian Alvarez, nothing's ever off the table anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Julian Alvarez played over nearly 3,000 minutes, signed a brand new contract extension 9 months earlier, and still has to leave. So I don't know. I think it's a mad one. Bevo, before we shoot, have you got anything that you think there'll be movement in and out this week? 6 days left.
I think people need to stop getting so clued up on the fact that we're going to be getting a striker. I don't think it'll be a striker. I think we're more likely to see an attacker than we are an out-and-out striker.
What do you think? A wide player?
No, someone like Kyle.
I think it'll be a versatile attacker. So somebody that can play as a false nine, a winger, and a camp.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Because otherwise, you're just going to have the same problem as what we had with Rodri. Trying to find a sort of a backup number 6 that's going to be willing to sit on the bench for 8 to 10 games. Whereas at least if you buy a versatile attacker, they've got options of coming on the pitch.
People asking about Nunes. The only Nunes news we got was somebody's mic is really echoing. I don't know whose mic that is.
It shouldn't be mine because it's still the same since I came on.
His mic is proper feedback in. I don't know whose that is. Like Tommy put out a tweet an hour ago, Nunes has no plans to leave City. No plans. And that's the news I got.
But has Pep got plans on keeping him? All might be all well and good that Nunes might want to stay.
No, it's not. He's got a contract. It's not up.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is, but the point I'm trying to make is Calvin Phillips wanted to stay.
No, that's what I'm saying. The trouble is, Bebo, he's got a 4-year deal. He don't want to move. He ain't moving. He's not Bebo. He's not moving. He don't want to go. You can't force players out. You can't. You can't just sack them because
I get that, but I do think it would be, I wouldn't say damaging for his career, but it certainly wouldn't do him any help. You know?
I'm sorry, personally for me.
Don't forget, it's
more of a problem than it is a Nunes problem for me.
Don't forget,
it is. Yeah, no, I agree.
Bevo, don't forget, there's a money side to this as well. He's never going to get the sort of salary he's getting at City elsewhere. Fact. And he wants a bit of the action.
The thing is, he doesn't want to move to Saudi. You can't force players to go somewhere because you've messed up.
No, but what I'm trying to say is if he's going to sit on the bench for the next 2 to 3 years, is he going to be involved in the Portugal squad? Probably not.
No, I don't mean. I don't think it. I'm talking about. I've said I think he'll move in January.
Yeah. No, I think he will go, but I don't see him going now because it's too late in the window.
The thing is, Bevo, I do blame the club on this one. The club have messed up. The club did it, Bevo. It's their own fault.
It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one because Núñez wasn't a rush decision, in my opinion, because we were looking at him when he was at Sporting.
That's why I'm saying it's not a panic buy. He's been on the list for 3 years. You don't scout a player for 3 years and call him a panic buy.
No. But the thing is I don't think we've seen.
It was just the time. It was just the time of the transfer window when we bought it. That's what makes
exactly.
It right.
I just don't think we've seen enough of him to say, oh, he's not good enough. This, that, and the other. Whereas I think when we saw sort of Phillips play, I think we could determine pretty fast that he wasn't quick enough to play in that 6th position. Whereas with Núñez, whenever I've seen him, he's been relatively okay.
Yeah, because there's a certain with Núñez, with Bevo, with Núñez, there is a certain dynamic of that player where it actually works in a Pep system. Now we're still trying to determine whether that's only in cup competitions or league matches, or in a very select few league matches. Yeah. Calvin Phillips didn't work in any of that. He didn't work in the league. He didn't work in Champions League. So that's the difference there. The problem is that we've got a player like Núñez right now who basically is in terms of trying to exploit the brilliance, the potential brilliance of that player. It's a lock, and the problem is that we just can't seem to find the key right now. But occasionally when we do, we unlock it, but it's only unlock it for a short time, basically. Like if that's the best analogy to use right now. That's the problem that we have in Núñez. There's a player there, but it's about utilizing the quality of player in the right time, the right game, the right opposition.
Yeah, it's like when he came on in the Champions League game and he dislocated his finger. I thought up until that point in the game, I thought he was quite good. I thought he had a relatively decent game for somebody that doesn't get many minutes, and then he dislocated his finger, and then I don't think he played another minute after that. That's last season. So I don't know. It's a tricky one because when I've seen him, I've seen glimpses of brilliance and I've seen glimpses of reasons as to why we bought him. But
yeah, when we've been playing matches where he's been allowing a bit of pace and a bit of playing on the break, he looks fantastic. When you give him a bit of space, he looks really, really good. But it's only when he's on a bit of pressure, when he's sort of being pressured by about 2 or 3 midfielders, that's a completely different story. That's something that he has to learn, something that, your Bernardo Silvas and your Kevin De Bruyne's learned to get over, 10 years ago, basically, and what makes them world-class players these days. Núñez doesn't have that yet.
Yeah,
and
I think
it's still.
His problem as well is
you don't know if it's going to be something that's going to be sorted out in one game or if it's going to be sorted out in one season. And the lack of game time and the fact that Pep doesn't have 100% faith in him right now means that we're always going to be questioning this.
Yeah, I think the thing as well is Pep is and always has been very, very precious about who he picks for in the midfield. He's very precious about that type of player. We saw it with Foden for the best part of 5 years, where he was like, "No, we can't play in the middle," and it was like, "Well, who's to say he can't play in the middle?" But that comment there, you don't see him in training. Pep does. Exactly right. And that's the same with Núñez. You look at that and say, you can't play Núñez on the wing.
All we see is
so the only place you can play him is in the
full story.
I think we've all got to just.
I trust Pep should go through the 1,000,000 times over mine.
Yep.
But I think we've got to remember, it's only the second game in. I think probably if you get to 3 or 4 games in and they're not playing, then you've got to ask questions. The problem is the window shuts in 6 days. That's the issue. So some will sit down the last. With Núñez, Pep weighed him. The board got it. It's not up. It's not fair now to start trying to kick Núñez out the door. You made the decision. You go with it. You can't just ditch 12 months later and expect your money back. This just send him to Saudi. No, because you can't just send a player where they don't want to go.
Yeah. We can't rely on that fallback option.
I've seen so many clubs this summer use Saudi as a fallback option. So Newcastle fans saying Wilson, Almiron, all off to Saudi. No. Because here's the thing. If these players ain't good enough for you, why do you all think all these other players, all these other teams want him? You got to look at things. It just amazes me how people just think it's all off. Someone made a good point. I'd be interested to see if Ko goes in the Celtic squad tomorrow. That'll be interesting. As Warren said here, they do play tomorrow lunchtime, so let's keep an eye on that one. But yeah, there's no news at the moment on Kovacic. We'll get that when I hear it. Next week,
he was sitting on the bench after he came off, so that's positive.
Yeah, any news on transfers? The trouble is, you never know because if there's swelling or whatever. I always say you can't scan till it depends if he goes like tonight, he might go home and it swells up overnight. Then you don't know. They'll always give it that 24-hour just to see if there's any reactions to it, to things. But because I've read somewhere tonight it was precautionary, and then I read somewhere else he was out till November. So nobody knows if he's out till November because they won't have scanned him that quick. This is what I always say. You can't scan, if they're out till November, you can't scan that quick because there's bleeding and there's bruising there. And a scan doesn't show up with bleeding and bruising there. Because there's a lot of bruising, means there's a lot of bleeding underneath. Because that's what bruising is. But anyway, Pat Poise from Black Minis. So what we'll do is, I'm going to say a big thank you to everyone. We've had our cut Pat on. Alan worrying about 115 all over again. Bevo, thank you. Have you got anything coming up this week, mate?
I've not got anything sort of set in stone at the moment, but I've got a show, an FPL show next week, Monday, Tuesday, sometime like that. Probably have another show, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, and yeah, just take it from there. If any news comes in, I'll be on it. I'll get a show on board. Just taking it as it comes at the moment until the transfer season's over, and then from there I can put a bit of a better schedule together on what's coming up. But as far as FPL shows go, that's going to be on a Monday or Tuesday, pretty much every week.
Okay, good man. Pat, how long are you over there for, mate?
I'm booked to stay in Manchester until about Tuesday or Wednesday. Not sure what my plans are after that, but at this stage, I've been on the road for over a month now, and I'm getting to that point now where I'm actually
recovering, probably.
So we'll see what happens here. Sorry, man.
I was going to say recovering, probably.
Yeah, probably part of the reason why I'm actually happy to start heading home in a few days anyway. So. Yeah, I might hit the road soon before Martin drags me out and starts taking me on tours of other parts of Manchester I haven't been before. So we'll see how it goes. Forever optimistic until it doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and of course Alan is back.
Yeah, I'm back in Melbourne. I'm just obviously back in work and getting stuck into work and trying to make some money, which is good. So, yeah, good. And I'm back over to Tassie in 2 weeks as it's Father's Day over here in first Sunday in September, which is the start of spring as well, which is good.
There you go. And we will see you all. There won't be a show tomorrow. I'm going to bring back Main Road Days. Not this week, because it's Bank Holiday Monday. The Monday after, we're going to bring back Main Road Days. We'll be back on the 2nd, I think it's 2nd of September, but it's Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK on Monday. So I don't think there's a lot of streams going to happen because I think I'm going away with taking my parents to Blackpool for the day. So yes, we'll be back. If there's any news breaks, we'll be back. But we'll probably be back Tuesday now. I should have a brand new competition for football prizes. Big thank you to them. There isn't one because I had a word with them and told them I was going to have a few days off, so they've not given me this week's prize. But don't forget, football prizes. If you do want anything, there could be a competition on there. Go and have a look. Footballprizes.com, amazing website. What I'll do is for you, I'll actually even have a look if we've got a city prize on, and I've just not been able to advertise it. Because I will advertise it for you now. Where is it? Football prizes. It is. The website officially is footballprizes.co.uk. So I always tell you, it is a UK one. Sorry, I said .com. It is footballprizes.co.uk. And we'll look at the Manchester City one. Here it is. There is a Manchester City one. It is on until the 27th of August. It is an Erling Haaland signed and custom frame Manchester City shirt. There are 349 tickets available. It ends on Tuesday, the 27th of August at 7:30. Tickets cost £3.95. And it also includes 15 instant win prizes, including signed memorabilia from our very own Pep Guardiola and Josko Gabardio. But the top prize is a signed custom Erling Haaland shirt. Okay. So there you go. £3.95. 90. There's 258 tickets available.
And again, that's only open to UK residents.
It is only open to UK residents.
Yeah.
So there you go. We've not even had it, and we've managed to get it out. So brand new sponsors here on the Mancunian Way. Big up footballprizes.co.uk. So yeah, get over there. Smash the likes on the way out. Thank you so much for your kind generosity and everyone in the chat from Warren, Mark, DB, MCFC, AK, Professional, Haramba, AK, everyone, Amar, Darrowell, you're all superstars, and everyone in the chat, you're all amazing. Have a lovely Saturday evening, a lovely weekend, and a lovely bank holiday if you're celebrating it here in the UK. See you all very, very soon. Bye all.
Bye-bye.
See you later.